Well, hello there mystical misfits. Brightwolf here, coming to you on this mystical night from my warm cozy bed. I thought I would answer a few questions and kinda explain a couple of things before I went to slumberland. But no peeking under the covers, okay? In this video, I'll be opening up more about my early days exploring the Catholic and evangelical faith, and how through the twists and turns of fate I discovered the divine feminine and celebration of nature that resonates so deeply with my spirit through the craft of witchery. We're going to have an enlightening discussion about why I prefer the term witch over warlock as a proud man in this community. And I'll fondly share memories of meaningful moments like my initiation into an Alexandrian coven and receiving my witch name Brightwolf many moons ago. My intention is that by sharing my personal tales and spiritual path with you all tonight, it may spark inspiration and ideas for your own magical journey. This life has so many directions our souls can take if we listen to our hearts and inner wisdom. I'm still navigating which practices and beliefs allow my spirit to truly soar, but witchcraft has come to feel like home for me. My hope is that you may find a path that empowers your unique gifts too. Please share any questions below that you'd like me to address on our continued journey together. For now, let me start by saying, I've been on a lifelong spiritual quest trying to find where I truly belong. I was raised Catholic and even studied for the priesthood at seminaries like the UFMCC and Virginia Theological. But ultimately I couldn't reconcile my natural sexuality with the church's teachings, so I left Christianity behind. I found solace among an Alexandrian coven and began Wiccan training, working towards my second-degree initiation. I have a tattoo as a reminder of the day I reached that milestone. But back then, many traditions like Alexandrian required you to practice with a partner of the opposite gender. As a gay man, that seemed as wrong as the church dictating who I could love. So I journeyed onward. The name Brightwolf came from my high priestess, teacher, and friend named Elspeth many years ago, but you know that story. She sensed my twin spirit, a bright light like the moon, yet also with an innate wolf-like wildness and loyalty. Not the big bad wolf, but the free-spirited, communicative, pack-orientated wolf. The name spoke to me. I've explored many spiritual paths, gathering insights along the way. I've been ordained in both Christian and Wiccan traditions. Witchcraft resonates most truly, as it celebrates the divine feminine and masculine. I'm proud to have served as the first WLPA, Witches League for Public Awareness, representative in Arizona, working to educate others about Wicca. And in the early days of the internet, I volunteered as a local contact for the Witch's Voice website, helping connect our community. Though my path has twists and turns, witchcraft is my home. Now to a couple of questions I wanted to address. 1, and I have addressed this before, the person asks, why hide behind AI art and voiceovers? Okay, let me take a stab at this again. I am a state employee in a leadership position for a very conservative state. With the political climate as it is today, I feel, for my personal safety, mental well-being, and financial security, this is the way I could start this channel and still feel relatively safe. Everybody in my office knows me and knows about me, but they are not the ones I worry about. I think our state has some of the biggest bigots in the state legislature, so that is my answer. Maybe if things change I will feel safer to take this on more openly. Until that day arrives though, I will continue to do what I do and try to build a community around it. Question number 2, and I know I am not the only one who has ever tried to answer this, but the person asks, I thought the word witch was for women and warlock for men, so why do you refer to yourself and your audience as witches? It's a good question and I'm sure it will be asked many more times in the future, but here I go. Here's an explanation from my perspective on why I and some other male Wiccans prefer the term witch over warlock. In Wicca and witchcraft, you may hear male practitioners referred to as either witches or warlocks. Some key reasons we embrace witch rather than warlock include, the word witch derives from the Old English word wiki, meaning wise one. It's gender neutral and implies wisdom. Warlock comes from an old Scottish term for oathbreaker. It had negative connotations we don't relate to. Witch connects us to the earth and the divine feminine principles central to Wicca. Warlock does not have this spiritual meaning. Many early Wiccan pioneers like Gerald Gardner used witch for both men and women. Saying witches collectively emphasizes unity and equality among us. The word warlock can reinforce gender stereotypes we oppose in our practice. So while I'm not judging those who identify as warlocks, you'll hear me reference myself and other men as witches. For me, witch represents nature, the goddess energy, in a way warlock doesn't. But ultimately, choose the term that speaks to your spirit. And besides, when used correctly, witch or witches can often sound like bitch or bitches, and despite the AI art and voiceovers, I am what I would call a damn proud witch. See what I did there? Now for a very serious topic. Question 3. The person asks, I deal with crippling depression and anxiety every day. How do you cope on days when you feel your absolute worst? Let's have a real talk today about mental health and well-being. As some of you may know, I've been diagnosed with clinical depression and severe anxiety. It can be extremely challenging and isolating at times, but I paint on a smile each morning for the people in my life. I'm opening up about this because mental health issues are so common, yet can make us feel alone in our suffering. I want these discussions to be brought into the light. There is absolutely no shame in struggling sometimes, it's part of the shared human experience. By raising awareness and support, I hope anyone going through a tough time feels less burdened. For me personally, seeking professional help from mental health experts like therapists and psychiatrists has been life-changing. If you feel overwhelmed by depression, manic episodes, or constant anxiety, please don't be afraid to reach out. There are fantastic clinicians trained specifically to assist people like us. I'm happy to share resources and information about providers I've found helpful. You deserve to feel better. My witches, never forget that you are seen. You are loved. You matter. During the inevitable dark days when the world feels heavy and you can't find the light, please remember, you don't need to carry these burdens alone. Reach out your hand, and I, along with others, are here to lift you up in solidarity and care. We can and will get through the shadows together. My inbox is always open if any of you need an empathetic, non-judgmental ear. In emergencies, the Trevor Project has a 24/7 hotline at 1-866-488-7386 providing crisis support for LGBTQ+ youth specifically. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is also available 24/7 at 1-800-273-8255 for anyone having thoughts of suicide. Hold on. Please stay. You are truly needed here, and you have so much left to experience in this life. Brighter moments are ahead. While living with mental illness certainly comes with its difficulties, it has also gifted me greater compassion. I'm hopeful that by sharing my story, it encourages others to be gentle with themselves, and with others too. Sometimes we're all just doing our best while coping with personal storms the outside world can't see. Our candles shine brighter when we come together in understanding. Stay witchy, my friends. Our magic comes from within, even on the hard days. No, you're not alone. More joy is coming if we can just hold on. Now, before I go, I want to share another of my free verse writings with you. Are you sensing a theme in my writing? Anyway, this is titled Deeper Than Sex. Here it goes. Why do we define love with our bodies? Can we not see that intimacy begins at the intellectual level? Must we confine our passions to our sexual orgasms? I am a person who loves people. I am not a penis or vagina who loves other penises and vaginas. When I reach out to you, why must you only see my sexuality? Can you not see it as a genuine act of loving kindness from one being to another? Yes, I am a sexual being, but I am a being first, wanting and needing to connect with your being. If we connect, if sex occurs, can we not see past the views of the world, see it as a deeper sharing of ourselves with one another? Must we define our sexuality? Can we not love for love's sake? That's it. Is it me or does that one sound incomplete? Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, here's the typical plea to like and subscribe and join Discord. Nah, screw that. Seriously, if you got nothing else out of this, I hope you got this. Though we have never personally met, I genuinely care about you and your well-being. Please reach out if you need to, or again, here are those 2 resources. Write them down or put them in your phone, for yourself or somebody you care about. Again, The Trevor Project has a 24/7 hotline at 1-866-488-7386 providing crisis support for LGBTQ+ youth specifically. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is also available 24/7 at 1-800-273-8255 for anyone having thoughts of suicide. Please, if you need help, ask. It does not make you weak or less than, it makes you human. Okay, my merry mob of magical misfits, I am off to bed. Thanks again for sharing this time with me. You have no idea how much each of you means to me. This is your pagan pal Brightwolf, signing off. As always, live in love and light. Bless be.